Hello and welcome to PC Gamer. We are about to talk about Atlus's newest JRPG. People are super excited about it. We are talking Metaphor ReFantazio. Now, I go by the name of Midas and I am a video producer here at PC Gamer. And I am with the yin to my yang, Dave, another video producer over here. How are you doing today, Dave?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear you tell me a little bit about this game because everyone on the team who is playing it is getting into it. It's just becoming a thing where everyone wants to play this game. And you've been playing it a bit, right? So you've played about an hour and we've got some footage of you playing. Is that what you're going to be showing me today?
Yeah, I'm going to be showing you footage. Dave, I'm not going to lie. I think I'm about 2.5 hours in now. Like, I've been playing more than I was meant to. But
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Like you said correctly, this is my footage. This is what I've captured on my laptop, and I've been playing it. And first of all, we're going to speak about the whole what is Metaphor ReFantazio. So we're going to be talking about IPs a lot. So Atlus's biggest IPs are the Persona series and Shin Megami Tensei. Are you aware of those two series?
So I'm aware of Persona. I've not played a lot of JRPGs, I have to admit. So what I know of Persona, this kind of looks familiar from what I've seen so far. Is it like visually kind of like the combat looks familiar? What's the deal? How similar is it to Persona?
So you're completely right. Super similar in terms of Shin Megami Tensei was the big game, but it's very hard, very dark, very kind of Souls-esque when it comes to turn-based combat. Very hard. Then they did a spin-off called the Persona series. Persona blew up. Everyone loved it. It was all about high school and dating and all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like Atlus have wanted to have a new IP, another pillar, and this is the new pillar. This is Metaphor.
It kind of seems like we're watching. Sorry to interrupt you, but are we just like watching an anime right now?
So that's a great observation straight away. Yes, this game is very anime and it's very story heavy. Okay. So just like how Bethesda are incredible about going super hard in stories in Western RPGs, in the RPGs that have come from Japan, Atlus are super heavy in story. So we are seeing our antagonist, all right? Look at him with his flowing hair, and as you can see, he's got horns because there are different races in this game, different type of races, and this game is very dark, Dave, and there's a lot of discrimination happening from the offset.
Okay, so it's like a serious tone, quite like a dark, bloody fantasy world. Is that what we're feeling?
Yeah, it's completely different from the happy-go-lucky that we get in a Persona. So straight away, we are going to our first mini dungeon. We are following our nameless protagonist. So we got to name our protagonist.
What did you name him?
I named him Taki.
Nice.
So cool. Taki, he's got blue hair and 2-color eyes. And instantly we have signed up to be part of the army. And we are with our first ally, a guy named Stroll. Now, one of the things you notice straight away about Metaphor is their characters are quite serious and quite stern. When you get your companions in their Persona, they're quite colorful, they're quite bubbly, but like you said, this world is stern and dark. Now, I know you're seeing something on screen and you're thinking, what is going on?
Yeah, you're just like, and the characters are quite serious, and is that an egg with legs? It doesn't quite line up with what you're saying, so tell me what I'm seeing.
So in this world, we have demons and we have something called humans. Now, the humans are not the characters you're seeing right now. The humans are these weird creatures. They're big beasts that go around and destroy. And this is one of the demons that we're going to fight. So instantly we're going into the combat. Now, the combat in this game is turn-based, just like in Shin Megami Tensei and just like in the Persona series. But it is turn-based with a flair. So instantly we are going straight into a combat scene, and it just looks so good, Dave. It looks so
It does
good.
Look cool, yeah. I like the combat kind of visual style. Yeah, like question about that. So what's the kind of ratio of combat, gameplay, and then like cutscenes? Is there a lot of wandering around? Is there a lot of combat? Is there a lot of cutscenes? What are we focusing most of our time doing? Or is it a good mix of all of it?
So I would say there is a good mix of all of it, but it is very story heavy from the beginning. Now, there's
Okay.
actually a demo out of the game right now, and lots of people have been playing the demo on Steam. But one of the things you need to realize is if you are new to RPGs, you're going to be stopping a lot. You're going to be talking a lot, Dave. Dave, you got to have a conversation before you get into a battle.
Do I have to do some reading? Am I going to have to read?
There is lots of reading, but there's also fantastic voice acting.
Okay.
So right now we can see Stroll, who is our ally, and we've got Gallagher, who is the fairy companion who talks to us, and they have excellent voice acting. Everything's not voice acted. All the cutscenes are, but when you are just going around, you will be doing some reading. But it's
what I'm hearing is there's a lot of reading.
there's a lot of reading, but there's fantastic voice acting.
Okay.
And there is lots of strong combat. So we're in a combat sequence. So when we look in this combat sequence, we can see we got skills, we got melee, we got guard, we got pass, and we got items. So obviously there are different things we can do. And on the top, you see these weird kind of crystals, I would say. And the crystals are how many moves that you've got to attack. So there's 2 of us, and it means we get 1 attack each. All right.
Cool. So with the combat, like, what are we talking? Are we talking melee? It looks like, obviously I can see the melee right now, but it looks like there's some magic as well. What's our range of combat options?
So what makes the Persona series so popular, Dave, and what's gonna blow people away about Metaphor ReFantazio is this combat. I feel like Atlus is the best at turn-based combat. The turn-based combat is not boring at all. And the reason why it's not is because it works in different things. So we have our standard melee attack when you're attacking your enemy. Currently, we just are using magic, but we're going to unlock something which is called our archetypes. Now, these are similar to a Persona in the Persona series. So in the Persona series, you go and fight shadows, and you use a persona to be able to fight for you. And in Shin Megami Tensei series, you can take those shadows and you can recruit them, and you can use them to fight against other shadows for you. But in Metaphor, you are going to have these archetypes, and they are going to fight for you by using different magics, different spells alongside. So Dave, we are at our first human, and it looks wacky. The design is crazy.
That is cool. I like it. I like a crazy monster design. I'm all for the crazy look and things. But back to the archetypes. Is it kind of just a reskin of that mechanic? Is it very similar, just kind of done in a different style, or how different is it from Persona?
So for me, it's really different because I feel like in a Persona, each character, you have your main protagonist who can unlock various different personas, so he can switch between the 2, and each other person in your party has that one persona. So in Metaphor's example right now, it's me and Stroll, and just think Stroll will just have one archetype and I will be able to have all of them. Well, it's not like that in Metaphor. Everything we unlock, he can have and I can have.
Oh,
which
cool.
Is super cool.
That is cool.
And not only does it just unlock your character's archetype, it also changes your weapon. So it actually changes your class. Awesome. So if your archetype is a magic, then you are basically becoming a mage. And if it is a brawler, then you're basic thing. So it's really cool. They've gone so much deeper and almost gone down the route of Western RPGs in the way they've done it.
Cool. I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks
like so the visuals of the combat look really good.
Yeah, they're really good at that. So one of the things you was asking me was about the combat. Now, before we get into the combat, I need to explain to you what's going on right now. We're back in the anime cutscenes. The anime cutscenes are beautiful. Now, in every Persona game, they call their persona in a specific way. Now, I said to you, this game's dark. This game's dark, right, Dave? You can see our character just put his hand in his chest. Now he's ripping his heart out. His heart is out and it's mechanical. And this is how he is called. This is how they call on their archetype. So that is like a big thing. And we are now going to see him transform into this archetype that you're going to be able to use to call out to fight for him.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Atlus are really good at the flair and making things big.
Goes hard, it goes pretty hard.
No, I'm getting you over to the side. I'm getting you.
Yeah,
getting
this
you
is convincing me. This is making me think I might be able to put up with the reading. It just seems like kind of half anime, half video game, and I'm okay with that.
It's very anime-esque. Now, we was talking about the cutscenes, and I was saying that you have these crystals at the top each time you get to hit. How the fight scenes work in this game is all about finding the enemy's weakness. Now, anytime you find the enemy's weakness, then it gives you an additional turn. So rather than me just getting one turn, I hit the enemy's weakness and it gave me an additional turn. And the enemy can do the same thing to you. Like if it hits your weakness, because every archetype has a weakness that it can think. So it's really strategic, because what you need to think about, David, you can't just use your magic all the time, because down at the bottom we've got MP. And that is our magic power, and we get a limited amount of this. And this game is mean with giving you items to update it, so you have to be really strategic about what you use.
How do you find an enemy's weakness? Is just by attacking them you get prompted like what the vulnerable points are? Is that how it works?
So basically every archetype will have a different skill. So the archetype I've got right now has got a wind skill. That's the only magic skill that I've got. So if that enemy doesn't have a wind weakness, then I can't discover the weakness unless the other character I'm with has that weakness. So that's where the strategic element comes. So you might go into a fight and you've got an archetype that has both fire and has ice, and you go to that boss and that boss isn't weak to either of them and they crush you. And I've been crushed.
I mean, so it also kind of sounds like the magic is like elemental, like water, fire, ice, that kind of thing, wind. Is there other stuff, or is that the main? Is that how the magic works? Is it all elemental stuff?
Yeah, so you have like light, you have like but you also got like curses and stuff like that, and it's just really done with lots of flair, lots of pizzazz, and the combat system so far has me really intrigued. And one thing that's really important, and I said it at the beginning, but like the Persona games are pretty easy to play. Shin Megami Tensei is very hard, and this feels like it's in the middle. It's nowhere as hard as an SMT game, but it isn't as easy as a Persona.
Okay, so it lands kind of in the middle, a bit of a challenge, but not like crazy pull your hair out hard.
Yeah. Now, the reason why a lot of people are super pleased to this is the Persona games, the most popular ones in the series, they're all around high schools, and they're around like high school kids and dating and stuff like this. And I think a lot of people are fed up of being a teenager. They want to be like grown characters and have grown interactions. I feel like this is where this is coming from. Now, we were talking about this combat being turn-based, but what I didn't mention, Dave, is when you're stronger than enemies, you can actually give them real-time hits.
Oh, cool. So you can just go in and just slaughter them if you're strong enough. Yes,
and you still get XP. Now, the reason why this is super important is, Dave, I've been playing an RPG and I get lost in a dungeon and I've got to refight 10 million things just because I'm trying to find my way. Just to be able to go around, hack and slash and get rid of them. Genius.
Yeah, and you don't want to be locked into turn-based every time.
Exactly.
So you could just run in there and slash them up. But yeah, that's really cool. That makes sense as well. That just seems like a logical thing.
And also you can use that slash to be able to give you an advantage in battle. So you hit the enemy before and it gets to hit them, hit them as well. So right now we are battling another bird. Now, as you can see, we've got 3 of those crystals because there's 3 of us now. There's more characters, so we got more moves because there's more of us. But yeah, really enjoying the combat, really enjoying the music. The music's really, really cool. And I feel like this game for me feels really heavily inspired by Fire Emblem series.
Oh, cool. So, random question, but JRPGs are kind of long, right? They're really long. How long did you put into Persona?
So, for Persona 5 Royal, one of my favorite games, I put about 105 hours in. But That's because I completed the real ending, the bad ending, and the good ending. A lot of time, Dave. A lot of time.
So can you see yourself putting 105 hours into this game from your experience so far, or are you not sure yet? Do you still need to kind of taste it out a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I will. I feel like currently I'm enjoying it, and
Yeah.
I'll probably go on the basic run through.
Yeah.
Because the difference between this and the Personas for me is I fell in love with all of the characters in Personas, and I wanted to connect with them. And in this, the characters haven't.
Oh, they haven't grabbed you
me.
yet.
Yeah, which is a good
interesting.
segue.
Yeah,
right now, we are in a bar, and you're going to get to spend time with not only your characters in your party, you get to spend time with the other people around towns and stuff. So we, just like in the Persona series, there's a calendar system. So you get to do something in the day and something in the evening.
Yeah.
And then when you do something in the day, it takes you to the evening. If you go on fight in a dungeon in a day, then your evening's kind of wrapped. So right now, I'm helping one of the characters. We're cooking. And what's really cool, Dave, like you saying, not too much reading. Our protagonist actually speaks.
That's good. Yeah, I don't want to do too much reading. I like after a certain amount of reading, I tap out because my brain doesn't work.
So are you going to the demo's doing pretty well on Steam right now? Are you gonna download the demo and give it a try?
I think I will try it. Yeah, I definitely will try it. I honestly, like, if I know I've been joking about it, but if I do the demo and there's too much reading, my brain just switches off. I need to be distracted by like combat and gameplay and cutscenes and stuff like that. So I am curious to see how far I get before I'm like, I can't focus. But I do really like the look of it. I like high fantasy stuff as well. So like that theme always gets me. But I'm interested by the fact that you said the characters haven't drawn you in. I wonder if that's something that other people are feeling as well. We'll have to ask some of the guys on the team to see what they think.
Yeah, I know some of the team are already in love with Stroll. I know Stroll's like got some people from the team's heart already. And one of the things I want to say quickly, even though I was saying it was inspired by Fire Emblem, what I mean by that is that Fire Emblem Three Houses literally took their whole story aspect from Persona, but it feels like Atlus was like, oh, we want to get into high fantasy.
Yeah.
Hit Fire Emblem, hold my beer.
Yeah,
we're going to show you how it's done.
Yeah.
So
cool.
yeah.
So what's your verdict before we sign off? What's your verdict so far? Like, let's compare it to Persona and what's the other game?
SMT. Let's just say SMT.
Let's compare it to your experience with how you feeling about it.
So what I'll do is I'll give you an overall, and then we'll do a quick comparison. So I would say overall, loving the combat. The art style is beautiful. I think this is the best anime stuff that they've done so far.
Yeah.
But in comparison, characters, I way prefer the characters in both Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. Combat, this is probably up there. Like, one of the great things about Atlus, the further you go in the game, you unlock more and more. I'm only like 2.5 hours in, so I'm just baby combat right now.
Yeah, that has me interested. Like I like a game that the further you dive into it, the combat just gets more complex, and there's loads more stuff to discover there. So that is the thing that does make me want to jump in.
Yeah, and I'm really intrigued about this world and where they're going with the story. Like I said, it's very dark. There's a lot of discrimination happening. They're not scared to wear what it is on their head. So I'm super excited. I would say currently Persona's still my favorite. Shin Megami Tensei is still super great. So this would still be at the third out of the three. But Dave, I'm a couple hours in, so
that's fair enough. Really... Yeah. You need 95 more hours to decide. So
yeah, give me 94. Yeah, after 95 hours, then I can say to you if it rates up there. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for you to check out the demo. I'm really excited for everyone else to play and
thanks for introducing me to it. I'll let you know how I feel about it when I've had a go.
Yeah, definitely. And let us know in the comments below if you've tried the demo before, if you're new to the Shin Megami Tensei series, if you are new to Persona, if this is going to be your first big kind of JRPG that you're sinking your teeth into, or is it just too anime for you and you can't deal with all of that? Dave, anything you want to say before we leave?
No, I think I've had my questions. I just need to jump in now and see how I feel.
Just that, exactly. You just need to jump in, get on the demo, and
Yep.
try it out. I've been Midas, he's been Dave. This is PC Gamer. Thank you for spending your time with us.
See you later.